Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Gakorash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, the one he calls God. And his name in the Hebrew means he exists. And Yahweh is the name of his only begotten Son, who worldly calls Jesus Christ. And his name in Hebrew means he delivers, by Hashem is in the name of Gakorash, the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great minister on well. Peace and blessings unto the shock and the push forward to the truth. That the four corners of the earth, I want to say shalom to brother, keep pushing. And a double shalom to those like this look like the other nations and the show Whyt. I want to say shalom to brothers and sisters as well. My name is Whyt from GMS Line St. Louis Camp. I don't come back at another video. And just gonna be going over this video right here. So it says Northwoods police officer accused of kidnapping, beating, and pepper spraying a man. Okay, so you see the officer right here. Of course, he's an Edomite, alright? And I'm entitled this video, Yes, so-called white man still hates you. Alright, Jake. There's a lot of our people, they forget, alright, that their enemy is Esau, Edom. Okay? And even if they do appear to like you, you know, if they, like, let's say, for example, you know, because a lot of Edomites like me, you know, like, a lot of Edomites on the job, like, oh, yeah, he's a good worker, you know, we want to invite him out for dinner or something, whatever. They may be all fine and dandy, but if they understand, like, what I do, you know, like, then I know that the Edomites, then they gonna hate me. Why? Because I know the truth. And I know, and they know that I don't look at them as nobody to look up to, you know. See, they only like Jake if he kissing up to him or if he do what they tell him, if they can control him. Okay, they don't like Jake for being Jake, because we was never meant to get along from the beginning. And when you come into the truth, you gotta understand that, okay, that these people are your enemy. All right, they are your sworn enemy. You got a lot of our people that look like Edomites among them. And they really Jake, you know, but for the most part, so-called white people are Edomites, all right? But let's go ahead and play the video, and I'll pull some precepts and let's be edifying.
This police officer is behind bars.
Oh, yeah, and this is actually in St. Louis, all right? So I see, like, my St. Louis live. So this is in St. Louis. This is actually not too far from my house. All right, so yeah, these devils are out here.
Tonight, Samuel Davis is accused of beating, kidnapping, and pepper spraying a man. News 4 was first to tell you about the incident earlier this month. Now, with the charges, News 4 investigator Susan Alcori is deep diving into the investigation and explains why this officer was picked up hundreds of miles away from St. Louis.
It all started here at the Northwoods Police Department, where investigators say now former officer Samuel Davis allegedly kidnapped and beat a man, all when he took that man into custody and never told anyone at the department. We're learning Davis was arrested at another police department when he walked in and applied for a job. This Walgreens in St. Louis County is where a 4th of July run-in with Officer Samuel Davis ended with a man found bloodied and beaten, and weeks later, Davis in jail. New court documents detail the alleged assault. Investigators with the St. Louis County Police Department say Davis took a man into custody at the Walgreens in Northwoods. Police aren't saying who the man is or why Davis put him in handcuffs. They say Davis drove almost 4 miles away to an empty lot at Martin Luther King Boulevard and Hugo Avenue. Police claim Davis pepper sprayed the man, hit him with a baton, and ordered him to not return to Northwoods. A woman driving by called 911 and snapped these photos of the man she says is named Charles. Police say the man suffered serious injuries, including a broken jaw. The lot where Davis allegedly attacked the man is out of his jurisdiction and in the city of Kinloch. Police records say Davis turned off his body camera, never told dispatch he had someone in custody, and didn't write a police report. Northwoods Police Chief Dennis Sharif sat down with News 4 days after the alleged assault.
I want to be as transparent as I can.
On Monday, after Davis was arrested, we tried to talk to Sharif. An employee said he was in a meeting. He later sent us a statement writing, "Words can barely begin to express the disappointment and the failure of what appears to be a reckless disregard for the humane treatment of others and the solemn duties of a law enforcement officer." He goes on to say this incident is directly contrary to the core values, goals, and policies of our police department and of the city of Northwoods. News 4 Investigates uncovered Davis, who's 26 years old, previously worked as an officer for the North County Co-op at the Veneta Park Department. His name shows up on this roster from 2021. Tracking other departments he may have worked at isn't easy in Missouri. Under state law, an officer's personnel files are confidential. On top of that, the state doesn't have a central system for the public to see if an officer has moved around. The only way to know is to ask each department if an officer worked there. Davis was arrested Monday in Fayetteville, North Carolina. News 4 Investigates found out he was picked up by the police department at their training center. A police spokeswoman told us Davis applied for a job. They discovered he had a warrant in St. Louis and arrested him. Right now, Davis is being held at a county jail in North Carolina. We're told once he's brought back to St. Louis County, he'll be held on a $750,000 cash bond. In Northwoods, Susan L. Corey, News 4 Investigates.
You can read more from the chief and the county prosecutor inside Susan's story on your KMOV News app. We'll also note Missouri lawmakers have been pressured to curb what is known as muni shuffling, where an officer is rehired by a new department after being accused of misconduct or even being fired. Right now, there is no easy way to track when an officer moves to another department. Woods Police.
Like the funny thing about that, like you would think that they would know all the information, being that they police officers, okay? But obviously, it's not that simple, okay? But let's start off with this. So this is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 12:10, and it reads, "Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." Okay, Scripture says, never trust your enemy. Okay, now when you read in the book of Luke, the 6th chapter, it says, "What, love your enemies," but that's not what this talking about. Okay, like, and even then, like you as an Israelite man, you have to understand the context of that scripture. And yeah, like as far as like Esau, his job is to test you, because he is the physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, and you can apply this to him by like saying like, oh, okay, Esau just tested me again, hey, which we hate him, but Yahweh Shemiah Shai is using Esau to test you. You gotta apply the scriptures, and Yahweh Shemiah Shai is gonna use Esau to test us in the very near future, Because if the Lord is chastising you, that mean he that mean he love you, So like even then, as far as like Esau, man, hey, Esau is here, and these tests is gonna come. Like you as a man of the Lord, like all right, like your attitude should be like, all right, let's get it. All right, I'm finna apply these scriptures. I'm finna pass this test. Okay, your attitude shouldn't be like, no, oh, here we go, oh, another test, oh my God. Damn. Like, Lord, why you always testing me for, right? You shouldn't have that attitude, okay? So this is verse 11. "Though he humble in himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." All right? So you got to watch him, man. And eventually his true colors are going to come out about how he feel about you. All right? I mean, everybody's true colors come out how they feel about you. Okay? Whether you're dealing with a woman, whether you're dealing with another Israelite, or whether you're dealing with a Edomite, Moabite, whoever, a family member. Okay, all you gotta do is just pay attention, and how about Shemiah Shah will give you the answer. Okay, so verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Right? Exactly, man. So, hey, that's Esau, because he seek to take your seat, okay? Because he know deep down inside he's supposed to be second to you. So this is why he constantly is trying to prove himself that you ain't shit and that he the top dog. Okay, all these Edomites got the attitude about you, right? Because they know that we are the chosen deep down inside. So they got to try to overthrow you. Because hey, Esau is like a badass kid. All right? So there's the book of Ezekiel chapter 35. And I'm going to start at 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Right? And who is Mount Seir? That's Esau. Okay? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, and in the time of the calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return. And you shall know that I am the Lord. Right, so yeah. So hey, after this place is over, you Edomites, you never gonna come back into power again. Okay? So you're gonna be in shackles for that 1,000 years. And on top of that, the Lord is gonna eradicate you off the face of the earth. Right? Because you just constantly just picking up the sword and constantly pursuing our people. All right, you just won't stop. Okay, and this is all because of that hatred, that jealousy, and it goes back to the birthright. All right, because these Edomites, like I said, they still hold that same energy to this day. Right, because it's already in them to do that. So I mean, you shouldn't be surprised anymore. Like, you know, still hearing racist stuff. I mean, shit. If you are, you're not in the right spirit, and the Lord gonna show you your enemies. Okay, He gonna allow them to do some shit to you, so you can wake up. All right. Verse 41, Genesis 27-41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right. So yeah, that's what he said. And guess what? The Edomites, they still have that hatred for you to this day. It ain't gonna go nowhere. Even in slavery, he gonna have that hatred for you. You know, hey, regardless of what he say, oh yeah, I love blah 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 blah, this and that and the other. You know, he's still an Edomite. Okay. So hey, it is what it is. So hey, wake up to reality, because this is what it is. Okay, this is how Yahweh Shem Shai made the story. You know what I mean? And even then, you might see some Edomites like, oh yeah, they cool and all that. Hey, don't fall back asleep, man. You know, they still hate you. You know, especially if you got that Jake look. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand why Esau hates some of you niggas, man. Shit, I hate some of you niggas my damn self, but hey, I understand why. You know? But yeah. And this is even told to our foremother Rebecca that two nations were in her womb. All right, two manner people shall be separated. All right. Let's get it. This is out to the point. Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in that womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from that bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other. And the elder shall serve the younger. Right? So kind. Hey, it said two manner of people shall be separated, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay? Because hey, Esau, he's trying to get that birthright back. Why? Because he want that power. He want that rulership. Hey, but I got a news flash for you, Edomites, man. Your power and everything that you have is coming to an end. All right, you got these Edomites scrambling now. Okay, because they know that they losing power, so they're trying to take as many Jakes as they can with them. You know, because it's gonna make them feel better. But nah, it ain't gonna make you feel better. You just further condemning yourself. Okay, what kind? Psalms 83 and I'm started too. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Cabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. Right? So yeah, all these nations, and we know who they are: Edom, so-called white man, Ishmaelites, Arabs, Moab, so-called Chinese, Hagarenes, more tribes of Ishmael, Hagarenes, Cabal, Ammon, especially Amalek, man. This guy right here, this is the chief of Edom, all right, Amalekite. So God, and this is what they constantly saying, you know, because they trying to keep us under their foot, you know, and they doing it in righteousness, okay, artificial ways, you know. Hey, when we get into power, hey, we ain't gonna have to really do anything, cause hey, we're not gonna be able to, you know, we're not gonna stress ourselves out about oppressing you heathens. You know, it's gonna be righteous indignation. Okay, it's not gonna be wickedness. We're not gonna be putting poison in the damn water or nothing like that. All right, we're not gonna be spraying chemtrails in the air. No, all right, we're not gonna be doing that type of stuff. Anyway, you Edomites, you do that in order to attack our people. Okay, so yeah, hey, how about I try to look at you Edomites like, hey, you don't deserve to live. I mean, look at what you're doing. You a total menace to the planet, man. You destroying life itself. Like, who the hell does that? Like, lab grown meat? Like, who the hell does that, man? You Edomites is something else, man. And we can't wait till the Lord subdue you, you know, so we can go back into paradise. Because you're going to have to go into slavery. Because everything that you're doing is just against nature. Okay? You know, sodomites are not natural. All right? Obadiah, second verse. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Right? So yeah, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Okay, so that goes into your Edomites, Caucasian. Caucasian means a cave dweller. Okay, and this is what Joanne Blumenbach, he named his own race that, because he understood that, a Caucasian. Right? So, man, it's crazy, man. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even now is one of them, right? So yeah, shame shall cover you, man. For you just do too much, man. And the Lord, because the Lord gave us into your hand. You just took it all out of proportion, because that's the type of devil that you are. And you just further just justifying your destruction, man. I think it's what Zechariah 5 and no, that ain't it. I don't know if it's Ezekiel or yeah, it's Zechariah 5. Zechariah 1 and 15 is lucky. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. I was but a little displeased, and they help forward their affliction. Therefore, said the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it. All right. So the Lord said he was just a little displeased, but they help forward their affliction. Okay. Just steady afflicting us, man. And who do it the most? Esau, Edom. Okay. Because the two main characters in this movie is Jacob and Esau. So you got the protagonist, which is the hero, Jacob. You got the antagonist, which is the villain. Okay, and the antagonist, the villain, he always makes himself as if he's righteous. Okay, and the villain is not the villain. And the hero is always looked down on. So sometimes the villain do such of a good job of lying, he make the people think that the hero is the bad guy, but really it's the other way around. That's what Esau Edom did. Because scriptures talk about Satan is transforming himself to an angel of light. All right. Hey, we see that, man. We see that on a day-to-day basis. Even white people. Okay, like white meaning everything pure, and black meaning everything void of judgment. You got different shades of brown, because we not black. We different shades of brown, dark chocolate brown to light skin. All right, caramel complected or high yellow. But even yellow is is kind of a derivative of brown. All right. And yeah. And to no melanin, like Esau Edom, because Esau Edom don't have melanin. All right. But kind. That's all I had on that. And I want to say shalom on to the next one.